Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. Develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. The illiterate of the future will not be the person who cannot read. It will be the person who does not know how to learn. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. A man who asks is a fool for 5 minutes. A man who never asks is a fool for life. I am always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and change. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. You cannot open a book without learning something. Change is the end result of all true learning. The purpose of learning is growth, and our minds, unlike our bodies, can continue growing as we continue to live. Learning never exhausts the mind. Once you stop learning, you start dying. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The only thing that you absolutely have to know is the location of the library. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Learning is a lifelong process of keeping abreast of change. To learn, read. To know, write. To master, teach. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of health. Learning is the beginning of spirituality. Searching and learning is where the miracle process all begins. We learn more by looking for the answer to a question and not finding it than we do from learning the answer itself. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Learning is not compulsory. Neither is survival. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. The object of education is to prepare the young to educate themselves throughout their lives. I am always doing that which I cannot do, in order that I may learn how to do it. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. Stephen Hawking. You do not learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. Lifelong learning is no longer a luxury but a necessity for employment, career advancement, and personal satisfaction. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. Wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. You don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old when you stop laughing. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery into which we were born. The longer I live, the more I realize that happiness comes from within. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Aging is not lost youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. The secret of staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and lie about your age. Beautiful young people are accidents of nature, but beautiful old people are works of art. There is a fountain of youth. It is your mind, your talents, the creativity you bring to your life and the lives of people you love. A happy old age is the crown of a well-spent life. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Age does not protect you from love, but love to some extent protects you from age. Count your age by friends, not years. Count your life by smiles, not tears. Old age, believe me, is a good and pleasant thing. It is true you are gently shouldered off the stage, but then you are given such a comfortable front stall as spectator. Anyone who keeps the ability to see beauty never grows old. Youth is the gift of nature, but age is a work of art. Aging is not lost youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength. The older you get, the more you realize that kindness is synonymous with happiness. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Do not regret growing older. It is a privilege denied to many. There is no age limit on the enjoyment of life. Age is an opportunity no less than youth itself. Live your life and forget your age. As I grow older, I pay less attention to what people say. I just watch what they do. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. The best way to get rid of the blues is to think of somebody else. Old age is not a defeat, but a victory, not a punishment, but a privilege. The best tunes are played on the oldest fiddles. Age appears to be best in 4 things: old wood best to burn, old wine to drink, old friends to trust, and old authors to read. To keep the heart unwrinkled, to be hopeful, kindly, cheerful, reverent, that is to triumph over old age. The afternoon knows what the morning never suspected. There is a kind of serenity in love which is almost a paradise. To be 70 years young is sometimes far more cheerful and hopeful than to be 40 years old. There is nothing more beautiful than someone who goes out of their way to make life beautiful for others. Happiness consists more in small conveniences or pleasures that occur every day than in great pieces of good fortune that happen but seldom. Happiness is the only good. The place to be happy is here. The time to be happy is now. The way to be happy is to make others so. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. A man is not old until regrets take the place of dreams. True happiness involves the full use of one's power and talents. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. Happiness is a state of activity. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. To be happy, we must not be too concerned with others.